with your May general reading and a few astrological notes on the craziness that we're all feeling these days. In addition to lockdowns, quarantines, and viruses, we also have some major political things going on and some fairly significant dynamics within our families and even deep down inside. We're all transforming and we're all just trying to keep up with the changes. But right now seems to be a time of really clearing out the past and letting things go, moving forward only when we're completely certain. And so we're getting a bit of support from the planets. I'm going to say support as opposed to challenging because, it's all in perspective, right? But May's pretty intense in terms of its alignments and various happenings. So I'm just going to go through my list. It's taken me a few days to put this information together, and I am behind on these reports. As you can see, it's, May the 4th. So, I'm going to just start with May 5th. So that's tomorrow in my world. Who knows when you're going to be reading this, but I'm sure it'll be helpful then as well. May 5th is the big lunar nodes are changing. So for the last 18 months or so, we've been dealing with, 18 months, we've been dealing with Cancer and Capricorn, the Cancer-Capricorn cycle. And so one of the interesting things that I found when I did the research was that when the lunar nodes are in Cancer and Capricorn, it tends to herald important points in history. And ironically enough, just at the tail end of Cancer and Capricorn, the last time that it happened, we were gifted with 9/11. So a couple of months ahead of this switch up, well, I don't need to tell you where we're at. So thankfully, we're going to be moving into the Gemini-Sagittarius cycle of the lunar nodes, which is a much lighter energy. Capricorn and Cancer, these are, the themes around both of those signs. With Cancer, it's very much around family and your intimate, closest home-type relationships with your mother, and so on. In Capricorn, it's about your work-life balance. And Capricorn is very disciplined and not about fun at all. So we're flipping out of that archetype and into the Gemini-Sagittarius one. But before we can truly enjoy those dynamics, like I said, later in the fall, we have Venus going retrograde. So there's purpose in that. And Venus is in retrograde from May 13th until June 25th. But just like Mercury retrograde, we have shadow periods in front and at the tail end. So really we're not clear of this Venus retrograde cycle until about July 29th. This particular Venus retrograde will be very testing to all of our closest relationships, severe in some cases, and that coincides with when Venus is square Neptune. So that happened on May 3rd, so that was yesterday. And it'll be happening again on the 20th, and then again July 27th. So these are points where it brings a lot of tension, and there's a lot of questioning as to what's real and what's imagined. So things also like mental health crises can also occur during these times. And, Venus retrograde only does this once every year and a half to 2 years. So the last time that we went through this, it was in Scorpio in 2018. And that was all about death, rebirth, and transformation. So this time around, in terms of the global aspect of things, the kinds of dynamics that can occur during this time are things like civil war, because freedom of expression, the Gemini aspect of freedom of speech and expression, the themes tend to be pushed way up front. The other thing that's happening is May 16th to the 20th is when our sun is in alignment with Alcyon which is the galactic center. So at this time, for about 4 days, we're going to get blasted with a whole bunch of divine feminine energy, which is great, but it can also bring a bit of chaos. And in the mix with everything else, it's definitely a time to stay alert. Continuing with our theme of Gemini, May 22nd, we have a new moon in Gemini. And this is going to be sort of our, if I were to make any plans to do anything, of course, within reason, within our current circumstances, May 22nd would definitely be the day. It's going to be the day when we're going to be feeling a little lighter and probably a little bit more motivated, maybe not as consumed by the fear energies that have been swirling around us all for the last couple of months. But I do want to also caution you that we are also coming into the eclipse cycles. So June 5th, we're going to be dealing with an eclipse that has some very, very severe aspects to it. So watch out for being impulsive, losing control of your temper, and also there is the danger of war. And if you do live in an area where earthquakes are common, you may want to take extra precautions around the first week of June. So that's about all that I have for now, but I hope you enjoy your readings, and I'll be back with more this month. Thanks again for joining me. Hi Leo, welcome back to Bon Echo Tarot, and this is your general reading for May 2020. Crazy times indeed. So let's see what's happening for the Leo for this May 2020. For this May 2020. All right, Leo. Ooh. Well, I think we're looking at a new beginning in love. So, I think that, or a new beginning in self-love, which can sometimes mean the same thing. Because in order for us to have the kind of love that we need, we kind of have to know how to love ourselves so that it draws that energy back to us. So you're definitely being you. We've got the Queen of Wands as your center card. So you're definitely feeling like you're in control of your situation. Your obstacle is that, you're moving away from a lot of things in your life. But you're strong. You are Leo. Hear you roar. That is definitely where you're at. In the recent past, you could have felt very much alone. You could have also been dealing with a Virgo. And so now You know, you're very much balancing the masculine and feminine energies of who you are. You know, that this time that you've had really has been valuable to you, um, getting to know yourself all over again, and this is preparing you for a new partnership. So, you know, regardless of what your work status is with this lockdown and quarantine, you're definitely doing the work, and you're working really hard, very focused, very organized. And in your environment, you have the Three of Cups, so a bit of a celebration, perhaps a reunion of some sort. You're really hoping for a new beginning, but you have absolutely no idea what it's going to be. So, you know, the lunar the lunar nodes switching from Cancer and Capricorn to Gemini and Sagittarius is going to be a major shift for all of us, but especially for the fire signs, because I don't know enough about astrology to be able to say it off the top of my head, um, but you will notice that the influence of the lunar nodes changing to Sagittarius are going to lighten up the mood considerably. And it's going to be a little less focused on family and a little bit more focused on fun. So let's get the little cards out and see if we can get a little bit more of the details here for some more insight as to what you can expect in May. So, Queen of Wands, yeah, because you're looking forward. You've turned your back on the past unequivocally, and now you're looking forward as to what your new opportunities are going to be. It's like you're making a really clean break with the past, and preparing yourself for things that are completely different. You know, but what we're finding generally for the collective is that while all of the planets, or many of them anyway, will be in retrograde for the better part of the summer, you know, it's a time to clean house. So yeah, you know, it's like you're walking away from confusion. You're walking away from a bunch of options that really weren't doing anything for you anyway. So I think strength is clear. Let's get some clarity on the Hermit. Yeah, you may have broken with the past with some sharp words. Could have been an argument. And yeah, so that can't feel so good. Um, let's see if we can get anything else. Come on, Leo, give it up. Okay. Yeah, so, you know, after maybe a bit of a fight with someone, could have been a Virgo, there's been a resting period. And so now that you've rested, you know, you're back into your inspired space. You're feeling hot. You know, you're looking good. And you're feeling, you know, you're feeling good in your family environment. Um, you know, emotionally, you're finding the balance that you need to. And yeah, as you approach the coming weeks, you're going to be seeing yourself as far more self-sufficient, um, as you open yourself to a relationship. You could be dealing with a Virgo. These two cards are Virgo. So maybe there was a fight with a Virgo. You guys kind of went to your corners. You sort of recalibrated. And, you know, you're kind of approaching each other as individuals again with patience and understanding and compassion and all of that good stuff. But you're still not seeing something about this situation clearly, because it's like it's still a lot of work. And you're not really sure quite what to do about that. So here we are to the Eight of Pentacles, where, you know, you've really, you know, got your nose to the grindstone. So let's see. Yeah, and the devil is there, so, you know, there could be some temptation surrounding you at work. You know, you could be doubting yourself. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's like there's something toxic in what it is that you're working on. In tandem with the people that are around you. Let's see if we can get another card on that. So, what is it? Yeah, Queen of Wands, the feminine energy. Let's get one more card on that. Yeah, you know, the Queen of Wands can be a little bossy, and sometimes that is kind of a Leo thing. You know, you could be dealing with, you know, how you respond to authority and how others respond to you as an authority. In leadership, there could be some significant lessons in leadership right now. Okay, so yeah, there's something about the community that you're interacting with or involved with that has really, the masculine aspect has really kind of left you wondering, you know, is it worth it? Can I trust it? Is it real? And so there's the Death card, so that could be a Scorpio, but it could also be just sort of a death to the old community. Let's take a look. Yeah, and there also could be, this could be about a Scorpio. You know, or if people around you are responding more emotionally to things right now because of the transition that everyone's moving through as we figure out, again, this new normal. But you just kind of want a new beginning. You just want to get on with it. And you're worried that it isn't going to move forward in the way that you want it to. You know, communication, yeah, it's like, you know, whether this is again with an earth sign, a Virgo, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Yeah, not enough information just yet. Things are hidden. So let's take a look at the moon and see what kind of clarity we can get on that. Yeah, there's definitely real love here. Absolutely. You've got the Two of Cups, which is right here. So you've got a lot of pairs on the board, and you know, which are basically saying that, you know, you are coming into a new era in love and relationships. Your intuition is on point about pretty much everything, and you'll be moving forward before you know it. But you know, if the planets have anything to do with it, it's still going to be a few months off before things really take flight. And the hidden energies is a very grounded Queen of Pentacles. So I think that, you know, coupled that with the Ace of Cups, you know, Leo is really focusing on themselves, and, you know, and focusing on what they need in a love relationship, what they need out of all of their relationships, and how they can stay true to themselves. All right? So, Leo, I have one more card to pull for you from the E deck, the Oracle of E, to bring some levity to our reading today. So, so look at that. Open your presents. So, you know, this is the reward for figuring out what you need, you know. And while it may be uncomfortable for some of the people around you, that ultimately you will be your best self and bring your best self, you know, when you take care of you first. And that makes everything beautiful for you. All right? So, Leo, I hope you enjoyed that reading. If you are looking for a personal reading from me, just pop on over to Facebook and send me a message over there at Bon Echo Tarot, and we'll set something up. Sorry about the lighting. Still figuring things out. Anyways, take care.